Sacramento Metro Real Estate Market. J. Emerson, Broker, DRE number 1788488. Folsom Market Update. Data is through December 31st, 2025. Emerson Real Estate. Real Estate Market Forces Model. The real estate market involves many participants. The heart of the market are buyers and sellers. The market is affected by many forces. All forces cannot be identified practically. The three most important words in real estate: timing, psychology, location. Fear and greed are forces in psychology. Folsom 95630. 3. Major search areas, each with a live portal. And now the results of the forces this month in Folsom 95630. Definitions: sweat index, demand index, minus, supply index, plus, percent off median price high, equals, sweat index, where demand index, equals, pended, year over year, plus, sold, year over year. Supply index, equals, new, year over year, plus, active, year over year. The intent is to calculate the current market dynamics. A negative index is, negative. Optimum sweat for a zip code is in the range of +30 to -30. Buyers are favored when the sweat index is negative. Supply index, equals, +37%. Favoring buyers. New, listing index, is, 0. Active, listing index, is, +37%. Demand index, equals, -31%. Favoring buyers. Sold, listing index, is, -3%. Pended, listing index, is, -28%. Sweat index, equals, -79%. Favoring buyers. 39% of 146 months are inside the rest area. Last high was, +267%, in April 2021. Last low was, -201%, in May 2022. Definitions: new, house was exposed as a listing during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward buyers, more selection. Pended, listing went pending during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward sellers, mine's next. Cancelled, listing was cancelled or expired during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward buyers, sellers are nervous. Sold, listing was sold during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward sellers, encouraged. Active, listing is available at the end of this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward buyers, more selection. Cumulative days on market, total number of days listing is active before going pending and selling, when higher than averages, leans toward buyers, market aging. Inventory summary. Active, listings, equals, 86. -20%, month over month. +37%, year over year. Sold, listings, equals, 42. -14%, month over month. -28%, year over year. New listings, equals, 36. -16%, month over month. No change, year over year. Pended, listings, equals, 32. -18%, month over month, -3%, year over year. Cancelled listings equals 20, -23%, month over month, +54%, year over year. Sweat index equals -79%, favoring buyers. Details. Page 1. Data elements gathered and derived. This month. How it ranks among the zip codes tracked. How it compares to average, high, and low. 52 zip codes. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Supply and demand. Definitions. Lean score. Created to measure activity in each phase of a listing. Phases: new listing, active listing, pended listing, sold listing, canceled listing, and cumulative days on market. Cumulative days on market is the total number of days required to sell the listing. The variance between the current value of each data element and its short and long-term averages are calculated. A positive lean value leans toward seller, and negative value leans toward buyer, for a data item will be interpreted in different ways for each data element. The intent is to show who is favored, in the current market, based on the data. Each phase of a listing represents supply or demand. Lean score equals 12-year lean plus 26-year lean. When the phase lean score is greater than 0, it has a seller lean. When the phase lean score is less than 0, it has a buyer lean. When the phase lean score is 0, a neutral signal. Lean score equals -1, favoring buyers. 2. Lean toward sellers. 4. Lean toward buyers. Months of inventory, fewer than 4 months, a seller's market, between 4 to 6 months, a balanced or neutral market, greater than 6 months, buyer's market. Equals 2. Favoring sellers. 86, active. 42, sold. -7%, month over month, +89%, year over year. Last high was 3.2 in January 2014. Last low was in 0.5 April 2021. Definitions. Market Activity Index, created to compare zip codes regardless of time and money. Uses calculations of sold, pended, new, active, canceled listings and number of offers. Supply and demand. Maximum is 100. Minimum is 0. Sellers are preferred in a market whose index is greater than or equal to 30. Market Activity Index equals 23. Favoring buyers. -26%, month over month. -26%, year over year. Last high was 100 in April 2021. Last low was in 21 December 2013, which is 69% of its 12-year December average of 33. Definitions. New house was exposed as a listing during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward buyers, more selection. New listings equals 36, -16%, month over month. No change, year over year. Last high was 163 in May 2017. Last low was 25 in December 2015, which is 97% of its 12-year December average of 37. New listing index equals 0. Last high was plus 79% in December 2020. Last low was minus 50% in May 2023. Definitions. Pended, listing went pending during this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward sellers, mines next. Pended, listings, equals, 32, minus 18%, month over month, minus 3%, year over year. Last high was, in. Last low was, in, 120, May, 2018, 32, December, 2015. Note, pended during the month is not the same as pending at the end of the month, which is 80% of its 12-year December average of 40. Pended, listing index, equals, minus 3%. Last high was, plus 109%, in March 2021. Last low was, minus 45%, in April 2020. Definitions. Housing appetite. Appetite equals pended listings divided by new listings. Fresh demand over fresh supply. Overarching assumption is that the listings that are counted as new are also pended. Housing appetite equals 89%, 32, pended, 36, new, month over month, year over year. Last high was plus 54% in December 2019. Last low was 44% in March 2020, which is 82% of its 12-year December average of 109%. 12-year December low. Definitions. Cancelled, listing was cancelled or expired during this calendar month. When higher than averages, leans toward buyers, sellers are nervous. Cancelled, listings, equals, 20, minus 23%, month over month, plus 54%, year over year. Last high was, 41, in August 2025. Last low was, 3, in November 2023. Which is 100% of its 12-year December average of 20. Cancelled listing index equals plus 54%. Last high was plus 467% in November 2024. Last low was minus 91% in November 2023. Definitions. Sold, listing was sold during this calendar month. When higher than averages, leans toward sellers, encouraged. Sold, listings, equals, 42, minus 14%, month over month, minus 28%, year over year. Last high was, in. Last low was, in, 129, June, 2016, 29, January, 2024. Which is 70% of its 12-year December average of 60. Sold, listing index, equals, minus 28%. Last high was, plus 113%, in April 2021. Last low was, minus 48%, in May 2020. Pulled the demand, in number of offers, equals 69, minus 38%, month over month, minus 33%, year over year. Last high was 454, in April 2021. Last low was 41, in January 2014. Which is 60% of its 12-year December average of 115. The lowest December since collection started. Offers per sold listing, equals 1.6, minus 27%, month over month, minus 7%, year over year. Last high was 5.4, in March 2021. Offers index, equals minus 33%. Sold listing index, equals minus 28%. Last high was plus 341%, in April 2021. Last low was minus 64%, in June 2022. Pulled the demand, in definitions. Active listing is available at the end of this calendar month, when higher than averages, leans toward buyers, more selection. Active listings, equals 86, minus 20%, month over month, plus 37%, year over year. Last high was 221, in July 2014. Last low was, in 43, January 2021. Which is plus 16% of its 12-year December average of 74. Inventory index, equals plus 37%. Last high was plus 152%, in May 2022. Last low was minus 67%, in April 2021. Definitions. Housing absorption. Absorption simply represents how inventory is absorbed given this month's active listings and last month's sold listings. This calculation is the inverse of months of inventory. Sold over active. Active over sold. Housing absorption, equals 49%. 42, sold. 86, active. Plus 8%, month over month. Minus 47%, year over year. Last high was 200%, in April 2021. Last low was 31%, in January 2014. Which is 55% of its 12-year December average of 88%. Definitions. Cumulative days on market, total number of days listing is active before going pending and selling. When higher than averages, leans toward buyers, market aging. Cumulative days on market, equals 51, plus 24%, month over month, plus 50%, year over year. Last high was, in. Last low was, in, 63, January 2024, 8, June 2021. Which is 128% of its 12-year December average of 40. Median price, equals 755,000, minus 3%, month over month, plus 3%, year over year. Median price 12-month moving average, equals 779,000, minus 1%, month over month, plus 3%, year over year. Median price momentum, equals, plus 2.7, plus 2.7, last month, plus 3.0, last year, minus 11%, off its last high of 850,000 in May 2022, plus 88%, off its 12-year low of 401,000 in December 2014. Definitions: dollar volume, 1 sale. Sold price times number of offers equals total offered. Assuming all offers received were the same price, minus sold price equals excess volume. Unrequited demand. Dollar volume, total offered, equals 57 million. Sold volume, equals 34 million. Excess volume, equals 22 million. Unrequited demand. Last high offered was 333 million. In. Last low was 19 million in January 2015. Multiple offers. $3 million sold volume. 11 offers for 3 listings. $10 million total offered. $7 million excess volume, unrequited demand. Your broker for life, J. Emerson. Emerson Real Estate.
By the way, I'm never too busy for your referrals.